So Imangi Studios was founded by my wife and I about 6 years ago, and we were both software engineers, but not coming from the game industry. And we'd always dreamed of starting our own company. And it just happened to be really good timing that about the point where I actually had quit my job and I was trying to figure out what was next from a career standpoint. And I was interviewing around with a lot of different companies, but I was also exploring ideas for things that perhaps we could turn into a company. And it happened to be perfect timing that Apple at that time announced, hey, we're making this thing called the App Store, and there's going to be this SDK to develop apps for the iPhone, and you can put them up on the iTunes App Store and sell them to people directly. And that really resonated with us as something that was like, hey, this is an amazing opportunity. We had no sense of like what the scale of this would turn into at the time, but we thought it was a cool opportunity. Had an iPhone at the time, was just blown away by how revolutionary that device was when I first got it. And it just seemed like a no-brainer to want to try and make something cool and be a part of that. So we launched our first game, Imangi, and it was there the very first day the App Store opened. And it was just a simple little word puzzle, but that was what really kind of got our start down the path of becoming a professional game development studio. And that game, it wasn't a hit by any stretch of the imagination, but it got us a taste of what it felt like to make something and put it out there and let people try it and get feedback from people. And we also, at the time we sold it for $3.99, and we earned a little bit of revenue on that, and all the kind of, all the kind of gears clicked in our head, and it was like, wow, we could keep doing this. We could make another game, and we could get that out there, and we could keep doing this, and eventually maybe make a living doing it. And kind of fast forward to the future, I think 3 years after we initially founded the company, that was when we developed Temple Run. It was our 9th game, and the success of that game really blew us away. And at the time, it was just Natalia, myself. We were doing all the development and all the sound design and all the music and all the gameplay and narrative and kind of all that stuff. And we were working with one of our friends, kind of as a contract artist, to do the art for the games. So it was just the three of us created this thing that just exploded. And it's been, it was pretty overwhelming at the time, and it's kind of what everybody dreams of happening when they get into the business of making games. You always dream that you're going to create something that becomes this next kind of mega hit, and we did it. And from there, it became a question of where do we want to go with the company from there? And what do we want to do next? It kind of opened up a lot of opportunities for us. We've had a lot of amazing collaborations at this point in our career. We got to, work on the sequel to Temple Run. We got to work with Disney on Temple Run Brave and Oz, and we've kind of grown this licensing program where we, now have over 30 kind of partners that we license the Temple Run brand to create all sorts of physical goods, from T-shirts to board games to arcade cabinets, and to we have a big publishing initiative kind of going on this year. So Temple Run's just opened so many doors to us, and we started going down that path as just this small team of 3. And really, what happened is we've kind of gotten to that this point where we always wanted to be a small company and be a small team, because it's kind of the most fun work environment that we can imagine for ourselves. And but we got to the point where all of our time was spent focused on Temple Run. And it's a different challenge to grow a game and run it as a franchise and run it as kind of a service, and be doing that all the time and kind of growing it to be as big as it can be, than it is to be working on making the next new game. And that was just something that we identified as kind of part of our business that we missed from the old days, where we were releasing 3 games a year, and we were prototyping a lot, and we were we had a lot of just a lot of brainstorming and creativity kind of going on all the time. And we've absolutely been able to have fun and be creative kind of within the framework of Temple Run, and we've done a lot of things there. We have a lot of cool things that we still want to do in that space, but we also are very excited about some of the new things that we're working on. So we decided that as a team of 3, there was no way we were going to be able to accomplish all those things, do a good job with Temple Run, keep that going, and doing new stuff. So we were kind of at this crossroads where, do we move on from Temple Run and just focus on new games? Or do we just do Temple Run and forget about working on new games? And we kind of decided that we were going to grow the team a little bit, and hopefully with the idea of being able to keep both going. So that's kind of where we are today. We've set up an office here in Raleigh, North Carolina. We are soon to be 14 people, and kind of our mission is to continue creating innovative and fun games for the mobile platform. And Operationally, we spend a lot of time continuing to support Temple Run. We're doing a lot with Temple Run 2 and regular updates and kind of keeping people engaged to that. We're working on kind of future Temple Run related products, working on the licensing program. But we also are spending a lot of our time now prototyping new game ideas, and we have a couple of new games in the works actually. So it feels really good to kind of be of a size where we can handle more than just Temple Run and kind of get back to also making new games. And that's kind of where we are today and kind of where we want to be, and we're having a lot of fun with the incredible team of talented people that we put together, and we're just so lucky. We're in this, we're so lucky and fortunate to have the kind of success that we've had with Temple Run, that it can allow us to do all these things and to take more risks, and focus on being innovative and working on prototypes that we don't know whether or not they'll work out. I think we have that creative freedom, kind of being our own small self-funded company that is successful with Temple Run, to explore all these other things that we want to.